All right, today I want to talk a little bit about style and how I go and change it and update it and my thought process around it. So, the first thing that happens is you want to be self-aware. You want to make sure that you know what your style is, how you ended up here. Is it just default because these are the clothes you own and you just keep wearing them? For me, I go shopping twice a year, maybe. In the middle of the summer when certain clothes just don't either fit or are too warm, or in the winter, same thing. So I go shopping twice a year. So every time I do, I really consider what is it that I'm going to be doing, how I'm going to look, and I reevaluate all the time. And I go, okay, well, my haircut's a little weird. It's a little wide on the sides lately. I don't like this whole broccoli head thing. I don't like the trendy loose fit thing, but some of my clothes are too tight nowadays, so is there a happy medium? So being sure of where you are, what you like, and whatever. But then the second thing is to reevaluate. So I reevaluate what it is I want to be doing and what I want to look like, what I want to strive for, and if I want to invest in that. And this happens all the time. I'd say every month and a half to 2 months, I look at how I present myself and I wonder, do I still like it? And, I have a couple styles. I'll have like kind of a classy style, more Cape Cod based where I grew up. And then I have kind of something I adapted, took on when I was living in New York. And then now I have a little bit more of a comfortable one for here in New Hampshire. And, it's funny because the New York one starts to seem so lame, even though that's like leading everything and it's very trendy and everything. But I think it's kind of corny, to be honest, like the New York style. It's very black and dark. And, honestly, if I see people with like just normal clothing and hiking stuff, they feel more approachable. So I think that it's really important to not get too attached to a style and move on. And, I've seen people and know people that are just like, they find their thing and then they go with it. And I admire that. And I do that for certain things because, hey, this is the size of pants that I wear. But you don't always have to do that. It's kind of stuffy and boring to always be the same, to always just say, hey, this is it. I'm never going to change because it works right now. That's kind of dorky in my opinion. like an advanced alpha warrior wouldn't just do the same, like wear the same like feather hat or war paint or uniform. They would adapt. They'd get more medals. They would find new cuts. They would get like the green jacket for like golfers. Like everything kind of adapts and changes the more you increase your status in whatever you're in. So for me, I look at it as like you have to adapt, or it's a sign that you're not evolving, you're not upping your game enough. And I mean, the more you think about that and the more you look at it that way, is like your shell should signify your inner growth. And if it's always the same, like that's a very, very bad representation of who you are. Should adapt. Now, your body's not going to change too much unless you're working on fitness, then absolutely. And you have a great excuse to go, don new presentation, And I do think it's a presentation. It's a form of communication. There's so much to it that could go on and on. I might make a longer video in the future, but so I was saying, take note, reevaluate, and then adapt as far as like evolve, right? And then I guess if there was anything else I would think is minimize, get rid of all of these dumb things that you kind of wear. Just get rid of them. It doesn't matter. Just bring them to a donation thing. You don't need that crap in your closet. Just go way more deliberate. Like you don't need duplicates of everything. And I know that can be hard because you're like, oh, well, this one's just a little different. And this one works for this. It's like, you're not going to do that. If you need, like, for me, like, I only kind of wear slacks every once in a while. I don't really need 5 pairs. I do have 5 pairs. I have a khaki, a gray, a dark gray, a black, and no, I have 4. So it's like, but I only really wear the black ones and the khaki ones. I'm like, all right, I'll just get rid of the rest. And then I make sure by wearing them and just being like, okay, yeah, is this true? And again, I go through the cycle, check, reevaluate, and then evolve. And I guess you could sum it up with those, and then minimize, and then throw out what you don't need. So that's kind of like something I was just thinking just the other day, or was it this morning, where I'm just like, I'm ready to upgrade. I'm ready to tweak my style again. And the style, I don't really care about fashion. I don't know why anybody ever puts fashion on me or ties it with me. I think fashion is lame. I think fashion's pretty dorky, to be totally honest. I think people that are obsessed with their appearance are cringe to me. And I think that there's a big difference between presentation and style and fashion. I think fashion's for girls. I think presentation's for men. So on that note, if you approach your style like you're presenting yourself, and you can present yourself as rugged, refined, whatever you want to do, you're going to have a much better style. A lot of people just refuse to, say, brush their beard because they're like, oh, well, I'm going to be this. I'm like, cool, have fun with that. I see people who, like, they want to be wicked rigid with their beard, for example, right? Because beards are so many styles to them. And I'm like, well, that's not helping you either, because they're never evolving. They just keep doing the same thing because that's what they do. And that's it's really immature. It sounds like a kid, to be honest. If I started telling you about what I hear in DMs, people are like, oh, I want to do this, but I don't. But I want to grow my mustache like yours, but I can't stand it tickling my lip. You sound like a 5-year-old whining. Just do it. You get used to it. Also, friggin' buck up, man. It's like, do you want it or not? Don't tell me about it. Just do the thing. I don't know. So that's my current thoughts. I hope you can evolve your style, and this helps you get into my head. And if you're looking for any particular help with your style, click the link below. We can set up a chat. Talk to you later. Cheers.